and how politicians uses crisis to their advantage, and also just also how politicians do everything they can to get votes, to win votes, and all they care about is votes, and they use people to get votes. The first thing we're going to just talk about currently in the Israel Palestine conflict. We're not really going to touch on that conflict, but we're just going to work how politicians are using this to earn votes. You may see a lot of politicians talking about Israel, saying they're standing with Israel, stuff like that. They really don't. Reason why they're doing that is because of APAC. APAC gives a lot of money to politicians that donate that say that they support Israel, but if you have to give somebody money for them to support you, they really don't. They're just looking for a check. We'll touch more based on that. Before, I'm just going to show you video images. The first thing I got up, we have His Highness, Mr. Taxman himself. People like me that live in California, we hate this man. He does everything he can to make sure that your taxes are higher. So let's just take a watch.
Governor Gavin Newsom sets foot in Israel. New images show him talking to people affected by the Hamas attacks. He also met with government and hospital leaders. In a lengthy statement, he wrote in part, "My heart is heavy for all innocent people under the crushing pressure of loss and grief, no matter which side of the fence they quite literally find themselves on."
Basically, he's just trying to get his name out there. So, of course, he goes to Israel. And if you can see in the clip, let me step back real quick. Here, he's in there visiting people in the hospital and trying to put a face, listening to their story, even though in his head, he's thinking, okay, how much longer do I have to sit here? He's really not with these people. And just to add, I said I wouldn't touch on the Israel-Palestine thing. If you truly care and stand for Israel, what you would push for is a final peace solution, and you also will be asking questions. Israel has a very, very strong security system there. They even sell it and outsource it to other countries because that is part of their industry on it. So people say it's conspiratorial, but long story short, people are happy that this happened. But we're going to focus more on politicians and how they use people. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to switch to another one. Okay, here's another example. You have Lindsey Graham. Basically, he's just talking about he wants the Palestinian people to be wiped out, destroying his own support for Israel. You think, yay, he's pro-Israel. He cares about the Israel people and their suffering, and he just wants it to happen. He wants Hamas wiped out. But truly, he's not. It's just another person. He's just trying to get reelected, and he'll do everything. I'm not going to stay on the Israel thing. I'm going to show other example of the conflicts where people are using to get money, but I'm just going to show how this goes.
Like for Israel, is it to just clean out Gaza? I mean, because
long and hard, house to house, street to street fighting. There are Israeli hostages, and I think American hostages held by Hamas. There will be.
Okay, yeah, that's another show of pandering to people. They have to throw America in there as well, but it's trying to show that he still also cares about America. But this is more for the Israeli vote and the Israeli money. Money in the form of campaign contributions, APAC. No doubt, people, if you understand accounting, you would know that the suit that he is wearing was paid for not by his salary from Congress. It was paid for by campaign contribution. The meal that he's going to have today is paid for by campaign contributions. They live off this money. If you do the right accounting and you do it properly, and say like if he's going out somewhere to eat, and if he has to say it's due to his job, then he can use part of his campaign contribution to get that done. You'll notice that a lot of politicians, when they're campaigning, they go out to a lot of lunches and dinners and stuff like that. That requires transportation, that requires clothing because they want to look nice because they're running for politics. That's how they get all new clothes, and they get a free lunch. But the main goal is always votes. Now I'm going to switch to something else. Yeah, and here's another example of pandering. You got Hillary Clinton meeting with the Breakfast Club. Hey, just listen to it.
What's something that you always carry with you? Oh, yeah. Black guys put hot sauce on everything.
Simply press the button on this side of the watch. It delivers a rather liberal spritzing of hot sauce. One blast should be enough to make Caucasian food edible.
Hot sauce in my bag. Hot sauce in my bag.
Yeah, a lot of people made a lot of fun about this, but hold on, that's not the actual
No more questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Are you getting information right
this
now?
is pandering for votes.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
It's
Hot
kinda
sauce.
sad.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I want you to know people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Even Charlemagne calls it out, says he's pandering, something that a lot of politicians do, of course, to get votes. It's kind of sad, but the crazy part is that it actually does work, to where politicians, they got it down, they have the science down. There are people that just do not think and can't see through the bull. All right, one second. Give you another clip. Yeah, like right here, you see Nancy Pelosi. What she is actually has on is supposed to be like an African garb here. It's just another push for votes, and just get attention. And it's just really sad. She really does not believe it. She governs the city of San Francisco, which is one of the hardest cities to live in. You either have money or you're extremely poor and you're struggling. It's really bad there. But she always gets reelected. A lot of the problems come from what she creates, a lot of problems in that city, and then she makes it seem like she's their hero. But it's all for votes to stay. You need votes because you want to stay in power. Other things going with her, especially with the stock market. She does very well in the stock market, has never had a losing year. She does a lot of insider trading, but not to real get deep into politics and how they make money. But this is just another move of pandering. You see the garbs all of these people wearing. She does not wear this. This is just a photo op of it, but of course people suck it up. All right, let's go to something else. Here she is again, walking through Chinatown during the, when the outbreak happened. She walked through and she basically manufactured this, like there was a big push in Chinatown against Asians. So of course she's going to show up there. So I am solitude. This is probably the one time in a year she's probably ever been there. So she just pops up. She walks the streets, holds hands with people. This is all just to get votes. She just shows her walking and just doing photo ops. She's really not with it. And if you see the optics on this, it's just she's not really doing anything. But it's just showing a face there, making it seem like they are really supportive of the people. But honest people, it doesn't matter what your race is. You understand what these politicians do. People that have been around it is make it seem like she'll be there for a minute, but only a few politicians really can do. But now, of course, years go on. We do know where the pandemic did come from, and actually, what was stated was true. It did not come from Chinatown. It actually came from a lab controlled and actually funded by the United States, which pushes more propaganda on it. So much propaganda behind the outbreak on it. But these people here create all the problems. 75% of the problems of the world are created like people like her. And of course, other wealthy people. But this is just another example of pandering for votes. I put this out just for people to just try to realize it, because we are coming into another election year. You're going to see more pandering, more so-called crisis that the politicians can be saviors for. And that's the biggest thing I want people to see, that these politicians are bull. And then you get all these other people that are standing behind, and a lot of these people actually work for and are paid for by either the Democratic or the Republican Party. If I go back, if you see all these people that are standing behind